Hi, good evening, friends and nerds alike. And welcome. It's Monday night, so I'm going to do a little bit more coding tonight. Have our brand new additional day, night, whatever of coding, my friends. So let's get into this as we can here. I'm gonna swap on over and very good. Get my ears on. Excellent. Welcome everybody. Hope everyone's been having a good or had a good weekend and a good start to your week. I've been doing pretty good over in my neck of the woods here as well, so hopefully everyone else is doing pretty good. I'm almost 100%, not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So good stuff all around. So one of the things I did was off camera, I tried to kind of wrap my head around OAuth a little bit better, or at least around how the Spring guys are doing their OAuth implementation thing here. And I think I'm kind of seeing how they have it set up, or how they intend for it to be set up. And I've moved some things around to try and sort of replicate what I think they're trying to do. So what I'm gathering is that as far as the Spring authorization server authors go, they have two concepts in their minds. They've got the authorization server and they've got a resource server. Unfortunately, their methods are both called resource server, which is, unfortunate, but as far as like setting them up as far as the security chain is concerned. But I think I was looking at their samples that they have out there, and I've kind of tried to model this after some of their samples. So for instance, this is their authorization server, or I'm sorry, this is their resource server config, and their resource server to them is the API endpoints that you're actually going to want to hit. And the way they have it set up, this is how they have their security filter chain set up, which is great and all, except that this is using deprecated methods, which is a whole lot of fun when your samples are all using deprecated methods, But there you go. But I've kind of modeled these roughly as close as I could in our API config here. I've moved that out into its own API config class here, just so we can kind of see what's going on. And this is the one that I introduced where it's doing the correct component scan and all that stuff. And I sort of modeled what I could from what I gathered there, and put the authority on it with scope read and all that stuff. We'll have actual real scopes at some point, but I'm just going with what I've seen so far right now. And then I've got this OAuth 2 server config. Now this is their authorization server config. And based on what I've seen, it's basically the same setup I've had, except there's no path here. I'm just saying apply the default security and move on from there. And from what I'm gathering is what they intend for this to be is this is all encompassing of the endpoints that deal with OAuth. So this is where you exchange your tokens and all that stuff. So this kind of gives you those endpoints, and only those endpoints. And then the resource server. Now you see it says OAuth to resource server here, whereas I feel like it should have said like OAuth to authorization server something, but I don't see any method that matches that. And this is how they have it in their sample. So again, unfortunate naming there. And then over here, I've got the same thing, but I've got it under the security matcher and with the authority and stuff set up. So in theory here, with just these changes, I should be able, and of course, taking into account all the DAO changes that I've had so far and everything else, I should be able to point Postman at this and maybe possibly get a token exchange happening. And we'll see if that actually works or not. The other problem, the other thing with all this that's I've found, or I've come to know, we have that registry table that I'm going to bring up that has all the details in it, and it looks to me like they modeled everything, even things that don't make a whole lot of sense, be in the database. And by that I mean, if I go to the registry here, right, we've got things like these client settings and the token settings and stuff like that. Like scope should be here, and the redirect URIs kind of sorta should be there, maybe. But some of these other things just don't seem like things that you would want to actually be in the database, because someone could come in and just update the database to be like, oh yeah, I don't require this or I don't require that, and set all these client settings to false and stuff from what they should be, and then you'd still be accepting them, which is seems like not the thing you really want if you want to be secure. If you want to be secure, you want to force people to have certain grant types and certain setting. So I'll probably, after, if and when we get this thing working, I'll probably cull this table down to only the columns that actually make some sense to actually have in there, and the rest will be just basically hard coded. I mean, because they ought to be, I think, in some way, shape, or form there. Especially like the redirect URIs and stuff like that. Like these really shouldn't be in the database. Like they should be just things that are well known inside your code base, and then that's it. Because otherwise, there's always that possibility that someone will manage to SQL inject their own redirect URI and have you redirect to some other thing out on the internet. You know what I mean? That's not what we want. We want those things to be really locked down. So stuff like that, I'm probably going to end up pulling out and just making them hard coded, which I think is what they really ought to be. So that said, let's get Postman here. Pull that up. And I think all these are correct right now. I think all these are correct right now. So I want to clean and launch the server. So let's do a clean here. And I think I'm at a point where I can shouldn't be any problems, right? Okay. So I think I'm at a point where I can test this at least and see if anything happens. So we'll clean and deploy and clean the work directory. And let's start this up and see what we have going here. Come in here now. And clear the cookies just for the sake of argument. Let's see if I can get a new access to it. I don't know why Firefox insists on being the default browser. Like, as many times as I've changed my default browser to Chrome, it keeps doing this to me. Which is, I don't know why it does it. It's driving me freaking batty here. What is my browser? All applications. Yeah, it reset my default application to that for some reason, which is just really annoying. I got an update. That's what happened there. So it's this. Okay, well we're getting a SQL error, so that means at least there was something here that ran. So that's good. Bad SQL grammar. The client ID is blah. Did I forget to put the client ID in there? Column client ID does not exist. Oh, client underscore ID. That's okay. I fixed the one thing I didn't fix out. Okay. Well, that's good. That means something is actually running, which is actually freaking fantastic. Do I have the... Where is the... You can jump me right to where problem is. There we go. Find my client ID. Yeah, there we go. I have the problem actually a couple spots now. Because we changed it to be the proper columns because of... Or the columns that they were expecting because of issues. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's very promising. Let's see what we can do here. One way or the other, I do want to... I want to get to a point where I can kind of maybe pivot off of this and do some testing as well. Get some unit tests done. Because I got a lot of stuff on the project board that is pretty well that would be done if it had its testing in place. And I haven't been finding the time off camera to do the testing, so I'm gonna have to do some of it on camera, even though it's not the most interesting thing ever in the world. But if I can get this working here, then I'm going to work on the actual applications page, the settings page that we were working on, starting on, to where you can manage. So the settings page I was looking at is the one that you would manage the things that are attaching, manage the applications. There's going to have to be another page where API developers actually register their applications. And I don't know where put that? That's the other interesting point. Like, because there'll have to be somewhere where an application registers itself as being available, as having an application ID and stuff. Because there's an ID that basically says that, hey, this is a known application that's allowed to be used to communicate with the system. So I'm not entirely sure where I want to put that. I definitely want it to be separate from the normal user settings, because it's not something a normal user should care about. All a normal user wants to care about is what applications have access, what third-party applications have access to my account, not necessarily the creation of them. So actually there might be like I was always going to have a creator dashboard. That might be a good case for a developer dashboard, which actually opens it up to other possibilities too there, because thinking very far down the line when it comes to like one of the things I want to do is out of the box provide a lot of things that you see third parties providing. So for instance, like your pixel chat and stuff like that, where you have these on-screen display things that happen, showing your number of followers, showing follower goals, showing new followers, have like something show up on the screen, have like audio play and all that stuff. I think probably one of the more important things to do, and this is, I know it's funny to call it an important thing, but it's something that would differentiate this from other products, is that it should being able to provide that stuff just out of the box, being like, look, here's a bunch of overlays that you want, stream overlays, a bunch of alerts, all this stuff, we have them built in. And then even being able to provide like maybe even a developer dashboard where developers could go in and like manage their own overlays and stuff and create them there or something like that, and then they're available to other streamers to use and whatnot. I think that might be, I think that's important enough to have some kind of thing like that. That's built in, basic in the system, in order to just for differentiation's sake. But this requirement for OAuth stuff might lead to something like that down the line as well. So again, it's all like you're setting up all these foundational things, and as long as I'm always, yes, you want to think about here and now. When you're writing code, you want to think about the here and now. You don't want to think about like what might or might not happen 6 months down the line. But you also want to occasionally, you don't want to block yourself from being able to do something 6 months down the line either. So it's like don't pre-optimize your code, right? It's the same thing when it's like when you're coming up with features, is like, don't plan for features you don't have fleshed out yet, but don't block yourself either if you can help it. And it's hard to do that, because there are times when you just don't know, like something just hits you like a bolt out of the blue, and you're like, oh, I should have did it this way because now I can do this thing and this thing and that thing, and then you end up refactoring a whole lot of stuff. But that's fine, but it's like you're always at a point where something's working and it's working fine, and you're not overly complicating something that may or may not end up being extended later on, right? Like it's always just don't overcomplicate something right now. Get it to a point where it's working okay, and then start to build upon it. And then as you're building upon it, if it starts to get wobbly and not quite, sane, then you go in and refactor the hell out of it to make it something that, maybe you should have done it that way in the first place, but it's okay to still go in and refactor it because now you have an actual need and you have a clearer picture of where you're trying to go with it than you did maybe 6 months ago when you first wrote it. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to at least keep in mind as I'm doing things. I try to keep it that way. So I fixed that. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to figure out where I left off here. So I fixed that. We'll deploy, in the work directory, and then I'll deploy. And I'll start this up. Close this tab. I'm still getting bad SQL grammar. Oh god, do I have the wrong column name? Oh, do I have the wrong column name in the mapper too? Damn it. Damn it to hell, I should have checked that. Oh, I fixed. I fixed the mappers and stuff. I guess I didn't. Oh, it looks like I fixed some of it, but not all of it. What happened here? Client ID, client secret, client name, right? Where the hell's my... Client name, client secret, yeah, okay. I missed it here. Client secret, client name. Nice. But I did it here. I just missed those three in the middle. Like I said, I'm going to probably redo this so that a lot of these columns are just not in the database. I just set them up in here and call it a day. Like, cause they're like firing up a Jackson object mapper to get the settings out there and stuff. It's like, why would you let people with multiple settings come in there? Is really my question there. I gotta figure out, like, because we got client secret post, none. And I gotta figure out, like, because right now I'm supporting all of these methods, and really I just want to support, like, the most secure one. Now for authorization grant types, I definitely want, I think, client credentials and refresh token. I don't think authorization code is one that I want to support, because I think that authorization code, I think, means that it's coming from a third party, so like Google or something like that. But I have to read up on that again. I don't want it coming from there. I want it to be either client credentials or refresh token, I think. Yeah, okay, so we'll fix those. Let's rebuild. Let's rebuild that and see where we're at here. Oh, you know what I did forget to do? I forgot to tweet out that that I am live, because Stream Deck doesn't work. Is it gonna work? No, Stream Deck doesn't seem to work anymore, which kind of makes sense with all the changes. Let me grab this and go. Gotta switch monitor displays here for a second. There you go. All right, we did that out. Good there now. And here again. Excellent. All right. So we have here. I want to clean deploy. Work directory. Starts. Here. Okay. Being type ID property class. That resolve subtype of map string object missing type ID property. Well, it's string. Are they trying to parse it? Because I copied a lot of that code. Are they trying to parse it as a string object? Yeah. What if I made this string? What if I did that? It's basically just property, right? Because this takes a string object, right? For some reason. So what I'll do, I'll just cast it to an object. Doesn't really matter. Right, I mean, it shouldn't matter. Not cast from string object. I knew you were going to say that. How annoying. Everything has to be super complicated for no good reason. Like, there's no good reason for them to have this come in as a string object. Like, alright, because everything in there is... Like, there's nothing in there that is obeying the object formula, right? What is it doing here? With setting. S put all setting. String object. Time to live. Return setting. You know what? Screw this. I'm not even gonna read those from the database. The hell with that. I was gonna get rid of them anyway. So let's just get rid of them. Because there's no good reason to be reading those from the database anyway. They should just be set up in here. So we'll just do... Get rid of this. I'm just going to say client settings build because it has default settings there, right? Client settings that builder build. Boom. Rid of this. Key auth to token format self-contained. If it contains access token format, set it to... Oh, if it doesn't contain it, set it to self-contained. Okay. How about I just set it to self-contained regardless? The builder... that access token format. Okay. Do it that way. Take whatever the defaults are. Yeah, what the default setting? I don't know why. I don't know why they would even encourage pulling that from a database. Like I don't get that. That seems like a incredibly unwise thing to do. Close that out. Invalid request. Redirect URI. Doesn't like the redirect URI. I wonder why that is. Let's see. Logs here. Nothing in the log. Okay. I should just the log anyway. So we have it. Redirect URI. Getting from there. My guess is it doesn't like where it's being redirected to, because I have those in here. That said, this redirect URI is saying where to come back to, where to send it back to, so that Postman can see it. Anyone callback? This is authorized. The callback URL that you'll be redirected to after your application is authorized. Postman uses this to extract the authorization code or access token. The callback URL should match the one you use during the application registration process. Okay, so if I did this, then it would be, I assume Postman's going to go, I guess Postman will go to that endpoint and grab the authorization code or something. That's what's weird. But let's do that. Or I guess do this. OIDC. Oh, okay. User one. And then I need user one's password. Hold on here a second. Okay, and copy that over here. Vacation fail. Invalid client. Invalid client. Client ID is dead. Okay, so I was able to pull it out of there. So client ID was test. Scope read. Invalid client. Invalid client. So, oh, we got a stack trace here. All right. Wait, what? Invalid encoded Argon 2 hash. Last. Okay. Complete test. Last not found exception. Cass Jackson 2 module. Okay, so I'm missing something. From the Jackson library, which does the JSON stuff. Maybe. I don't know. Is that yeah, it's debug. Malformed passport. Malformed password. That's weird. So it's selected against the OAuth2 client registry. Our client ID is that. Did it put? Wait a minute. Maybe it was the. What was it trying to select again? And for client ID. Oh, it was trying to do the client secret. Which, yeah, I didn't run that through the Argon password encoder thing. I just dumped one in there. I guess you know what? I can just copy the one for this user for right now, because what I'm trying to do is just a test anyway. Do that. I was trying to parse the client's secret using that, which also means I got to put the correct password up in here. Right, because it's the yeah. All right, so we need user one's password, which I don't mind. That's seen because it's the test user anyway. We'll put that here. All right. Execution failed. Could not complete token request. Let's do token. Select ID, register client ID. Right. From authorization, where authorization code value is whatever. I should have some. We got the registry here. I should have an authorization now. I do, because it actually did it twice there. User one. Authorization code value issued at Fires and O2. Nice code. Token, okay. Then the consent. So there's no consent has been given yet. So how does that? So that's the part that I don't have yet, where the user says, yes, I consent to letting this thing have access. I got the login page. I don't have the consent page, which I assume is where it's having a problem here, because it should say, you know, you're allowed. But let's, for sake of argument, let's put a thing here. Principal name. What does? I guess principal name would be user one. How do I read the consent thing? Oh, null pointer. Register client repository is null. Authorization mapper. Here's your client repository. Yeah, it's in here though. Wait a minute. Mapper. Client repository is null? Why would that be? Oh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I know what's going on here. Wait, no. Did they get rid of it? Huh? Wait, there's no post-construct anymore? Okay, wait. Here. Did they get rid of that? Spring. Post-construct? Spring. Post-construct? Post-construct and pre-destroy annotation types were a part of the standard Java libraries from Java 6 to 8. However, the entire annotation package got separated from core Java modules in 9 and moved to 11 and removed in 11. Package lives in Jakarta annotation now. If needed, the Jakarta annotation API artifact needs to be obtained via mail. Really? Does that mean I don't have the at resource either? I wonder, because I haven't tried that. At resource. Oh wow, okay. I didn't realize that those got. First of all, I didn't realize that those were coming straight from the JSR, and not from Spring. But also, I didn't realize they came from Jakarta annotation API. You have to bring that down separate. Even repository. R J A R Carta annotation by Carta annotation API. Well, that's the something new. I didn't realize that. I guess that must have been there for a while and I just didn't even pick up on it. Alright, go here. Paste that in. Alright. That in there. Yeah, is there a Jackson security thing to bring in? It seems like that was something blowing up. But I don't know if it's supposed to blow up or what there. Alright, so go and Maven and update. There you go, post construct. Okay. That should work a little bit better, hopefully. Stop that. Clean rebuild here and clean that and do a start again. See where we're at with all of this. Oh, hello, Speed Demon. Welcome. Thanks for the host there. You get your mileage in American Truck Simulator there. Welcome everybody. Welcome. I am just doing some coding tonight. I'll be doing some gaming for most of the week, but I'll be doing some coding tonight. Cool. Yeah. I know you and Lord are putting in the miles. It was cool to see. Yeah, so I am in the process right now of checking out Oklahoma. There you go. I've never been to Oklahoma. I've been to California on business. And what other states? I've been in South Carolina, Virginia. I don't think I've ever gone to Florida. Of course, everywhere in the Delaware Valley. The Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York. And then mostly have gone up So up the coast, so New Hampshire, Massachusetts. That's about it. I've never really gone to the west. Or even beyond that small little circle. You can just circle on the East Coast. That's pretty much all I've been to. Oh no, I take it back. I did go to Florida because we had to pick up a cruise ship there in Orlando. So I was briefly in Orlando to pick up a cruise ship and go for a cruise. That was company sponsored. And that was down to the Bahamas. So that's about it. Like I haven't really I'm not a big traveler. So I haven't been too many excuse me, I haven't been too many places, honestly. Okay. All right. And what I am working on tonight is some authentication stuff so that we can allow third-party apps to be able to hit the API that I'll be creating, including not only third-party apps but also like the mobile app and stuff that I'll be working with a little bit. Having that be able to communicate through the back end through the API via OAuth authentication is my first foray into all of that. So trying to get, it's been several streams now trying to get this to work, and I'm finally getting to a point where I think it's starting to work. Error object. Okay. Question warn list. Okay, what happened here? Bad credentials. Oh, did I don't even know what I copy pasted into that box. that would be I copy pasted this into the box, right? Because that automatically pasted into my thing. That's why. User 1, let's try that again. And let's see what we got here. User 1. Did not complete token request. Alright. What do we get here? I'm looking for this. I guess I better figure out what module I need to bring in for that, I guess. But class 22. So it ran this, and then I think it's because, well, let me see what it says over here. Bad value for type long. Role user. Wait, what is going on here? Unmodifiable map, principal, username, password, authentication token. Okay, So go challenge, redirect, response. I think it's, I don't know why these exceptions are going here and not into the log, which is really annoying. Something else I'll have to fix. Data integrity violation exception. Oh, okay. Name. Oh, it's trying to turn this whole JSON blob into a long. What the frig? Why is it trying to do that? Better yet, where is it trying to do that? Filter internal. Come on here, somewhere. Find by token. Let's do authorization. Find, okay. Find by token. Code verifier. So in Spring it's doing that. Do filter, do filter. Club, get lob value. Oh. Get lob value from here. And I called that from the mapper. Okay. Get lob value RS attributes. From where are we getting this from? Register client ID. Authorization mapper. So that should be coming from this guy. Right. So that's looking at the attribute. Sure. And then what? Trying to parse them into a map. Why is it calling? So I'm calling get cloud, but then it's going get long. And then too long. Why is it doing that? Is this the wrong? No, it can't be the wrong definition. It wouldn't let me put anything in there. Get lob value. String. So I got the whole string back, which is good. So this works. Maybe I'm not supposed to use get column. Maybe, well, but see, they call it text, right? So the column is a text column, right? Right. Alt text. So this might be just I'm just reading it wrong, reading it incorrectly. Well, obviously I'm reading it incorrectly, but I wonder, the driver is trying to bring it back as a long for some reason, and I don't know why that is. So if I did, let's try that. Add value for type long. Add value for type long with text blob. Tries to interpret the textual content as a long integer. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Well, that's not going to help me. Liquid base, now mobile. Very fine. Just rest and break two. That's for Hibernate, which I'm not using. Not even the right thing. Probably though I have to read it in as a different thing. Add value for type long. Here's what I'll do. Let's say Spring BDBC template Postgres equal text field. Postgres equal text type. That's using Hibernate. I'm not using Hibernate. What are you doing? Config. Row mapper. Long get string. This report. They're not doing anything. This does based on not the. Not doing anything. A long write up for nothing. Where's the what? I want text column. I don't want a basic. I know the basic JVC template. I want the big thing here. Right. Not going through all that crap. Club. Types. Heck yeah. Okay, SQL data types. Do I want text? It's just varchar, really? If I don't read it in as a club, then? Anything map club? So, okay. I mean, I can try it. It seems odd to me because if it's, you would think you would have to read the whole, like it would give you a stream back. Because it could be a very large value. But I guess I can try doing that. I guess I can just try rs.get string. And try it and see if it works. I mean, that's wild to me that you would just call get string on it when it's like it could be any length. But I guess let's try it out. That means the Postgre JVC driver is doing a hell of a lot of work. If it allows this to happen. So user 1. I have the wrong access token again. Did I copy paste something in? Oh yeah, I did copy paste something in. Oh, goofball. Okay, getting that incomplete request again, but let's see, the same problem. We're getting bad value for. Oh, it's still. Did I not? Oh, I guess I didn't. What I rebuilt here? There's somewhere else where this is getting called. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did the authorization. Wait a minute, which one did I change? Oh shit, there's so many. When did I change? Also, I don't know why I did this twice here. Okay, attributes. Oh, I did this one here. Okay. And why am I doing this twice? This code value. I'm saying if it has text, then weird. Oh, I guess I was doing it because I was doing a whole lob value. I was afraid it was going to be gone, but okay, whatever. RS get string that. Oh, I guess there was a fear that parse map would change it. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't change it. User code value. Token metadata, and that's token value. And then the token value, and that's token metadata. So we have those. And then this one up here. X token value, and then X token metadata. There. metadata. Nice. Code value. Yeah, okay. So, let's see here. Again, a lot of this, I feel like a lot of this metadata and stuff is not going to be something that I want to store in a database anyway. So a lot of this is probably going to be unnecessary code that I just get rid of it. Plus, some of these things like the device code and the user code, I don't think I'm even going to be using, so I don't need them in the database at all if I'm not going to be using them. I'm only going to be really using refresh tokens and access tokens. And I guess the OIDC stuff can stay as well if anyone really wants to do OpenID Connect for authorization. Is there all in here? Okay. We get the same problem. Legal arguments. What? Next annotations providing a mix-in. What are you talking about? Next user is not in the allow list? What the frig? Class with X user is not in the allow list. If you believe this class is safe to deserialize, please provide explicit mapping using Jackson annotations or providing a mix-in. Oh, right out loud. So Spring is stopping it from deserializing that? Really? So I guess I gotta do user. So what do I have to do? Also enable default typing. What the hell is this? Add allow list Jackson support. Register module. Or Jackson 2 module. There you go. Someone getting something similar here. Authentication. Web authentication details. It's not on the allow list. So everybody who's doing OAuth stuff is having the same freaking problem. That is just typical. That is just freaking typical. And it's like, add allow list. So where the hell is it? How do I add something to the allow list besides, like, this is the thing. They do something, they do crap like this, and then they don't document. And it's freaking annoying. Like, yeah, you can register a module here, but this is not the same thing. This is not a module. This is just a POJO. So, where... This crap that just annoys the crap out of here. When something should just work, and then someone somewhere screwed it all up, and then they don't give you any information on how to do anything about it. Where's the... Wouldn't there be like code commits here somewhere that I can look at? Suppose this is completed on June 7th, 2017. Oh, here we go. Commit that reference this issue. June 8th. Whitelisted default typing. Okay. Type ID resolver. Type from ID. What is... JSON type info. So... Well, they just want me to put a JSON type info on it? A lot for... I mean, it's just saying use the name, include it as a property name type. I mean, what else was it looking for? JSON type info. or class. Class as property. So essentially, they just want me to do some type info. Use how do they do this? Some type info ID. Yeah, that's what I thought. Including type meta, ID none, nothing's used. The default is as property. Okay, cool. So the default is property. Just do this. From what I'm seeing from that commit, if I do that, will that tell it that this is okay? Will it automatically whitelist this now? What a wacky freaking thing to introduce. What bothers me more is that I took most of this code from their sample, which means the samples that they have out there don't effing work. And no one's bothered to fix them. That just burns my ass so bad. I mean, I get it. I understand the mentality of I don't like doing documentation. I don't like keeping samples up to date and stuff. But when you're maintaining a library as big as freaking Spring Framework, as widely used as Spring Framework, you've got to be better than the rest of us. Like, you've got to do everything better than the rest. Otherwise, you're just otherwise, we end up spinning wheels like this on stupid shit. Oh, man. Alright, so try this again. I don't know if that's the right password, but we'll find out. Oh, that wasn't. Of course. That. Okay. Still has the same thing. Oh, now it's the web authentication details. Jesus Christ. Okay. This is web authentication. Okay. Is that so? That is working, at least. That's what I was looking for, because it's moved on to the next part of the chain. Authentication details. And the other part of that, too, is they pointed you at a GitHub issue that literally said nothing. Just said add allow list. Like, oh, check out this GitHub issue for more information, and all it says is added allow list. Like that's not more information. It doesn't help at all. Oh, I definitely copy paste it there. User 1. This. Okay. Cannot construct instance. No creators like default constructor exist. Oh, it doesn't have a no delegate or property-based creator. It doesn't have a no arg constructor. Is that what I'm getting from that? Oh yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't have a no arg. Crack. Oh. And this is the one that a lot of people were saying this is completely broken because it's looking for this freaking type info and it can't construct an instance of this. So what the frig are you supposed to do here? Because it can't construct an instance of this. Excuse me. That means I'd have to create a JSON constructor which is just I guess no, you know what, I can provide a default constructor. Because what it's doing is it's setting everything in there. Verification code and all that stuff. Or at least it's going to try to. I don't think... Is there a setter for remote address? No, of course there isn't. Oh, here it is. Constructor to add Jackson 2 serialized, deserialized support. So... Remote address, session ID. I see. They just added a constructor that just takes the stuff and rather than taking the request, it takes the properties in. Okay. So I need this session ID. And I need the verification code one. Alright, alright. That's what's gotta be. And then I'm just going to do what they did and say, this instructor is purely for supporting Jackson serialization as needed by OAuth. Okay, get this going here, and we'll see where this lands us. This again. Okay, still couldn't complete it, but what do we get this time? More Jackson crap. Session ID. Or property-based, no delegate or property-based creator. I do have a property-based creator there. Verification code. Session ID. Remote address. I have to do a property-based creator. How do you serialize a class with overloaded constructors? Oh, do I have to put the @JSON property on it? Oh, no. JSON creator? And creator annotation. You can mark multiple constructors. Do I have to put the JSON property on there? Because it seems like That's redundant because it should, if you've named them the right thing, then it should know. Wow, the answers on here are all over the place. I'm gonna bet that doesn't even have that annotation anymore. Oh, it does. When annotating creator methods, method must either be single argument constructor factoring method without JSON property annotation for your argument, where every argument is annotated with either JSON property or Jackson inject. Oh, I see. So the constructor, every argument has to be annotated with a JSON property or a Jackson. Okay. That's why they were doing that. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. We'll do that. Session ID. Verification. Code. All right, let's try this again. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Rid of that. One. Copy that just to make sure this time. One. Okay. Still an error. Type ID handling not implemented for Java-like objects. Claims NBF. The what? Where the hell is that at? Type ID handling not implemented for type Java-like object by serializer of type unsupported type serializer through reference chain. Collections unmodifiable map metadata token claims NBF. Good lord, where is that at? Metadata token claims. Right map. Right value as string. Parse token. Oh, okay. So we're writing the authorization token metadata. And it's saying support type serializer. Metadata token claims. Collections, unmodifiable map, NBA. Metadata. Alt metadata. This is one of the properties it's trying to do. This metadata. Meta token claims. Not before instance. It claims get NBF. If it's not empty. Okay. Is before use. Okay. But it's trying to serialize. Trying to serialize that is before use. Doesn't look like something. Well, I guess the claims. It's trying to serialize the claim. Map of claims. Or type serializer. And that token claims modifiable map NBF. Type ID handling not implemented type. Overlaying objects. What bothers me here is like this is exactly what they had in their implementation. It means their implementation out of the box doesn't even work. So wait, this hex off. Authorization parameters mapper. Do I have an OAuth to authorizations? I think it was ABC. No. mapper. Where did I find this at? Auth to authorization parameters mapper. Yeah. They have right map. Same freaking thing. It does right map token get metadata. It goes parse token and then get parameters parse token. So get parameters is in here. And then parse token. I don't know what token I was trying to parse though, but parse token. It was the token. What's the parse token at? Okay, refresh. So OIDC, probably this one. OIDC. Well, it'll tell me here. Get params. It was with the access token, so it actually got past one of these already. First token, access token. So wait, here's the access token here. So how did I do that? Get token. Organization get token of token type. Auth to access token. Right map token get meta. Maybe it doesn't do that for the access token. Access token type. Yeah, it doesn't do that. goes down a completely different path for the access token as opposed to all the other ones. So access token type. Okay. The token type and the... Yeah, because they don't do the 2 SQL parameter list on that one. Well, they do. Access token type. This is getting value issued at, expires at, and metadata. So token value issued at, expires at. Which is what this does. This still does call right map get token get metadata. But it's doing token access token. But it's going through the same process, so why would it exceed there? Right now, token get metadata. Auth to authorization.token. I have the right access token. Auth to access token. Auth to core, auth to access token. Auth to core, auth to access token. Alright. Authorization get token. I have the same token. Same token class. Means it's gonna go through here. Access token value, access token metadata. Access token value, access token metadata. Wait. So token expires at this. Issued at it expires at token value. Right map token. Get metadata. So on the same thing. Token. I use string data. ID handling not implemented. ID handling not implemented. Don't understand. Import type serializer. Collections unmodifiable map. Collections unmodifiable map. Type token value. Okay. I don't know. Upgrading. And zeroing on serialization, not deserialization, which is fine. Basically broke the behavior with this commit. Actually, a comment. That's where they should add override option allow forced Pojo serialization. And Java time for the org Joda time packages. Maximize configurable serialization option forced Projo serialization for time-related type and or for the Joda module to be updated to include exception types. You can fix this behavior by creating a subclass of the bean serializer factory. 83. Wow. So they broke the hell out of this and haven't fixed it. When was this? 1 year ago. Analyze as Bojo. $20. Or sterilize as Bojo. Well, yikes. Okay. Housing classes on a job time or Joe time pack. Happen to be doing. Fertilizer factory. Field value. I guess. I guess that's what we're going to do. And then do that in here. Do it right in here. I don't think I need it anywhere else. And the description. Laser factory. Okay. So I have that. And then when we do the object mapper, I create the object mapper. That is deprecated. That, I guess. Instant is not due to time though. It's Java time though, right? field value. Excuse me. Time exception. Do that. I'll get rid of this. Oh. Let's do version ID. That's a weird bug to run into. All this, but let's just see. I mean, now I'm actually running into. I mean, these are things that I'm running into like literal bugs in there. In these. In the way they do things, which is pretty crazy. Because even if I use the default out of the box, you know, parameters mapper they had, it would have still had this problem. This is one of those instances where it's a good thing I customize it because I can work around it. Let's say user 1. And let's try again here, I guess. And complete it. Now what is it? Okay, now we're getting duplicate key value. Okay, now we're getting a SQL error. So it got past a lot of stuff then. Insert into OAuth authorization. Blah, 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 blah. Values. Duplicate key value violates unique constraints. Key with ID already exists. So I thought I had done a thing where we would do an update. I never call that? So wait a minute. Name parameter update insert save. Okay, so we improperly, so okay. This is not working. I was looking for the ID. OAuth authorization primary key. ID equals already exist. Turn into auth to authorization. This is looking at auth to client registry. Auth to authorization DAO. Auth to authorization service. So then over here, this is the OAuth 2 authorization service JDBC one. When they do a check for save here, we do a find by ID. Existing authorization. Yeah, load authorization equal. Coming from OAuth 2 authorization. How did I get this all messed up? Or did I copy paste this and forget to change it? I'm definitely going to the wrong spots. How am I at here? Yeah, why am I doing client repository? I should be calling exists on this guy. Weird. Okay, let's fix that. Post the image for filter. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what I was thinking there. Actually, private boolean exists. ID. String SQL equals select count star from auth to authorization where ID equals blah. Right, so would be int result equals ABC template query for objects small integer class and then ID. Return result greater than 0. Then it exists. And we say if this exists, then do an update, otherwise do an insert. What do I use the client repository for now? Let's use it for something. Oh, right, in the mapper. That's right, because we check things. We have to pull things between the two. Right, okay. Save that. We're getting there. We're baby steps, but we're moving along. Kind of surprised at all the workarounds I've had to do, but that is the nature of being on the bleeding edge, I guess, because I'm on the major, releases of everything right now. So I'm running into brand spanking new bugs that people probably haven't gotten to yet. Everybody's, presumably a little bit behind and not on the latest bleeding edge version of things. One. Authentication complete. There it is. We got issued an access token and a refresh token. So, use token. Okay, token added. So can I send this now? Yep, got a 200. I got a 200 okay. Holy shit, it's working. That was a tooth pulling exercise and a half. Holy hell. Learned at 11:48 p.m. today and then refresh. Wow. Yeah, oh yeah, it brought back okay. Okay, brought back okay. Cool. It wouldn't have brought back. It wouldn't have done a 200 okay if I wasn't authenticated. Well, hell, that was a process and a half. Jeez Louise, I don't know what to say. I am baffled how broken that is right now. Given, I mean, I'm baffled at how out of date, like, just their sample code is, and there's obvious broken pieces just in the code base. Like, you can't use it straight up right now, due to changes in Jackson and other things. And all the extra work I put in to customize some stuff actually ended up being a good thing, which is not a great state for a third-party library to be in when you have to implement more than they recommend you do just because It's the only way it works. But the good thing, the good news here is I sort of now understand. I definitely understand more than I did, and I'm not talking necessarily about OAuth, because I kind of know OAuth a bit. Like the back and forth of it, I kind of understand. There's some things I still don't quite understand. Like I haven't done anything with the JSON Web Token stuff, which I support out of the box here. But I'll leave it on because why not? And we'll see what that does. But I know now. But the more important thing was trying to figure out how the Spring Framework guys were implementing or expected you to implement how you're doing things, because the documentation they give you it's as bare bones as it can be, and it doesn't explain their reasoning so much. It kind of does and it kind of doesn't. It doesn't really spend any time saying like, here's what we mean by this and here's what we mean by that. And what's worse is they don't have any specific examples for like what I'm trying to do, which I feel like is the more natural thing to do. Like I'm not sure how many people are just saying like, yeah, I'll let third-party apps into my system, but they have to go through OAuth through Google or something. Like that doesn't make any sense. That's not really the use case that I can see anybody actually honestly using. And yet that's the only one that they seem to really emphasize. Which is just strange all around. But that said, I can see where they have the separation now. They consider what a resource server is to them and what an authorization server is to them. And we've got the basic OAuth security stuff in place. And then I just have to kind of call it back to just the things I want to support as far as that security is concerned. And then it's and now the database too doesn't need, like, I don't need all those freaking columns in the database either. Like a lot of those can just go away because I'm not using all of that. We have authorizations that have come through and their scope. And then consent. Now see, consent never got consulted, which is a bit weird. And I don't know why that is. Because really you should be like, yes, I logged in. But there should be a consent thing, so I wonder, I'm betting that gets triggered. See, it's doing access token and then refresh token. I bet that gets triggered by the way that I'm coming in. So like I'm coming in as authorization code with KC, client credentials, password credentials. Okay. Client ID, challenge method, not 256. Basic auth header. I don't know. It's have to read up some more here on this because I was expecting an additional challenge that said this app wants to have read access. Do you wish to allow it? Yes or no? And that didn't come up. Which on the one hand kind of makes sense because I didn't actually wire that up, but I'm assuming there's a way to wire that up so that you have that you force a consent here because nothing, like, there's nothing going into this table, and we have it here. So that is the thing we gotta look at a little bit more. I don't know when that comes into play, or when it's supposed to come into play, because they don't really have that. It doesn't seem like it makes any mention of it here in their samples. You got the default security config here. And it's got to be, I imagine it's something to do with this authentication success handler. After it does that, but I don't know what that comes from. Federated and the authorization success handler. Accept OIDC user authentication get principal. Authentication success. User handler. OIDC. User repository. Yeah, not sure how that is. Authorization consent. Here we go. OAuth2 consent. Find by client ID. Find by ID. Scopes empty set. ID. Scopes approve. Description. So they actually put it. Okay. So they put a controller there that says under that maps to OAuth2 consent. And then this guy goes and looks up that table, and then presumably adds things to the table when it's done. Do they have a application converter? Device code. Okay. I don't see a. There's consent there. ID scope state. User code. Authorized. This text. If string utils has text, user code. Oh, I see. So it's doing the. Nope, with description. We cannot provide information about this permission. Controllers, then it's doing what? Device the consent. Device activate. Consent. This is using Thymeleaf. If user code, alert warning, consent form. I could probably just copy this whole thing and just modify it for my own purposes. Description. Previously approved scopes. Already granted the following permissions. See above at. Oh, I guess that makes sense. So I guess you wouldn't go to the consent. You wouldn't hit the consent endpoint if there was already consent given, which makes sense, because like you're saying here, even if they find a consent thing, they still print it all out and make you require you do consent again. So they're expecting you not to come back there if consent's already given. So how does it check that there's, like, where does that check happen that you already have consent? By default security. Place authorization endpoint activate. Ah, here it is. Device verification endpoint. Consent page. Custom consent page URI. So then you put that in the security filter chain. Device clients to perform request the OAuth through device authorization endpoint and token endpoint without ID client secret. There's the resource server default. Okay, so then I just have to say in the authorization the authorization endpoint would be the consent page. And because I didn't provide one, it didn't bother to go there. And so it's not using the consent stuff. Okay. I think I see how that is working. So if I go to the where is it at? Let's just go over here and find it. Hex config API config. So it wouldn't be here. It'd be here. Go auth filter chain, and then this would be. So we would do HTTP dot authentication. No, authorized. How did they do it? Authorization endpoint. There's no authorization endpoint available. I guess it's client authentication. No, it's client support. Is it OAuth to login? Is that what we're yeah. Authorization endpoint. Authorization endpoint. Wait, what is this? What does it take? Customizer authorization endpoint config. Okay, well this is a whole other thing here. Where's my security? It takes like one of these. Actually, I can just do. And then we'll say private And then how does that go with the thing here? Right. Customizer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I guess that'll work. Request resolver. Do that for a second here. So this doesn't seem like the thing I want. Yeah, no, I'll have to work on this some more because I gotta figure out how that goes together. Since their samples don't work or out of date, which is just terrific in all things. But I think we're gonna stop there for tonight, my friends. Getting a little late. So let's call it there. I'm not going to commit anything yet because we're still. We have stuff that has worked though, which is really good. We've gotten to a point where we got something working at least, which is excellent. More than I can say we've had for the last couple times around. So that is good stuff. And yeah, I think that is it then for me for tonight, my friends. Let's see if there's anyone out there on the old kick that we can host. Oh, we got a couple guys. Let's see. Who do we want to do? Well, let's see. Hopefully you guys want to go take a look at some Zelda. Some Zelda stuff, some Zelda goodness with Super James World. I'm going to send you guys over that way right now. So those of you on Kick, that is anyway. But anyway, that will do it for me for tonight. Tomorrow night and Wednesday night, I'll be back with some Dragon Quest 11 and and then Thursday night I'll be back with so Oceanhorn 2, and Friday night we'll be back with some more coding here, try to figure out more of this OS stuff. Maybe I'll have some time to kind of figure it out on the side here. And then Saturday afternoon will be our longer, probably Sunday afternoon, not Saturday afternoon, will be our longer coding session. So that is the story as I know it right now, my friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
This is the way.